What do you do when a client responds badly and you're on the email trail? Hi guys, my name is Deepak Shukla, founder of the Pearl Lemon Group. We're a business growth and development agency based in the UK, USA, as well as serving clients worldwide. And here today, in day number 79, we're just here to talk about, what happens when you get a bad response on email. What are the practical next steps? So before we get into it, if you need any support with your communications training, please do reach out to us directly. And to get 7 additional strategies that are not shared in this training, feel free to click the link in the description below. So look, fundamentally, sometimes you're going to get a response from a client that isn't fantastic, that asks questions, or you send an email that raises more questions in your client's mind than it answers. So what you want to do in these scenarios is a couple of things. So if the email is not directed at you, but directed at someone else within the team, you want to inform that person immediately, especially if, for example, 2 hours goes by and there's no response to it. So in step 1, whenever a client responds badly, it's just useful to say, for example, if a client responds badly and there's 3 of you on the email trail and David is the person who's managing the client, then it's definitely your responsibility to just drop a message to David saying, David, Richard's just responded. He doesn't seem too happy. Just thought I'd let you know in case you've not seen it yet. So that would be definitely be step 1, like inform the person who's responsible for responding to that email. Now, if that person is unavailable or away and more than 2 hours elapses, to be honest with you, even more than 1 hour elapses where you know or you don't know whether it's being worked upon, in that instance, it's important to send a holding email. So what I mean by holding email is that you want to acknowledge the client to let them know that you're working on it, that their ultimately request or concern has been directly acknowledged, and that therefore they feel reassured that this team cares. And that can look something along the lines of, hey Richard, it's Elizabeth here. I work alongside David. Thanks so much for sending across some of the concerns you've got. I know that David's in a meeting at the moment, but let me have a chat with David as soon as he gets out, and then we'll follow up with you. If not before the end of the day today, then certainly before the end of the day tomorrow. Thanks again for your patience, Richard, and we'll be in touch ASAP. So something like that is absolutely fantastic because it shows the client that you are trying to work on their grievance. It shows the client that you're trying to manage their problems and that they're being taken care of. So in the first instance, that is definitely what I'd immediately look at doing, responding to the client to let them know that something's been taken care of. Now, in scenario, and then of course you wait for David, or if David is away, then you inform someone who's working alongside David, or inform the person who's potentially managing David. So that would be the route that you would follow. Now, in the instances that you send the holding email, which you should always do if you're unable, for example, to get a quick response from David, or David's stuck in meetings, or David's away. In the instance that you've sent a holding email and David is away for a couple of days and there's no one else to really work upon it, do not shirk responsibility. In that instance, if you do know some of the answers to the concerns, then try and address them, okay? Or get some of the answers from other members of the team. So where David, for example, is the account manager, then you would ask other members of the team saying, do you have any answers to this email? Do you know what Richard's concerned about? Can you provide some responses? In that way, you're beginning to demonstrate proactivity as well as leadership, okay? Because you're seeking to have the problem solved or resolved, or at least alleviated in some way, even though the account manager, David, is away, and even if you've got only part of the solution. Part of the solution is better than no solution and no response whatsoever. So just make sure that you look at it from a problem-solving perspective, that you're looking to try and figure it out and ultimately see if you can communicate some of the responses, solutions to the client. Now, depending upon your role, depending upon your email style, there may be challenges with, for example, the way that you think you'll communicate that it might not be easily understood by the client. Then preface it, okay? So what I mean by preface it is signpost that, give your client notice that, hey Richard, it's Elizabeth here. I'm not directly involved in a lot of the client dialogue, so apologies if I say anything that doesn't make sense. just let me know and I'll try my best to respond again. So hear or listen to what I'm saying there. Hey Richard, it's Elizabeth here. I don't usually get involved directly in client communication, so apologies if I respond in any way that doesn't quite make sense. Just let me know and I'll try my best to resolve it. That part would be in brackets. I work alongside David. David's in a meeting right now. David's unwell. David's away. Whatever it might be. But let me have a chat with the team, and once David's back, I will make sure that we get this sorted for you. And once David's back, I'll make sure this gets sorted for you, and we'll be back. We'll be in touch before the end of the day, and or at the latest before the end of play tomorrow. Thanks so much for your patience, Richard. So something like that is definitely going to be powerful. Now, if, for example, it's a very urgent problem, then the speed at which you need to find these solutions increases. So if a client's super pissed off and it looks like they might cancel, could cancel, then in those instances, you need to really knuckle down and get those responses out sooner. So then we're looking at a same-day response, as in a same-day resolution, instead of waiting for the next day. So I hope that makes sense. These are some of the strategies that you can use effectively when a client responds badly, and whilst you're not the account manager, you are on the email trail. So there you have it, guys. If you're enjoying these videos, please leave your comments with takeaways in the comment section below, and subscribe if you're getting value from these videos. Thanks so much.